seen how we can create the components and how we can create the props or properties. Properties are something which we can pass from one component to another component we have seen, and we can set the data type for that particular components. Yeah, so let me just have a glance on it. Let me share the screen. Yes. Yeah, this is my React application. So in the last class only we have created, right? I guess it is, you can see we have created these particular fold, components like footer, header, right? So let me first run it. In order to run, simply we can run it uh, using the command. Let me open my terminal. Here it is a terminal. You can open the existing terminal, or yeah, I'll open the existing terminal only. Here it is. Yeah, we have terminal over here. So here, in order to run our React application, what we will do is we'll run this particular command, npm start, right? Npm start. I'll run it, right? Yeah, it is loading. Let's see. Yeah, it is started. Fine. You can see it on the browser. It is showing localhost 3000. So particularly by default, the React applications will run on this particular port. Fine. Yeah. So this is the last thing we have seen. So we have just seen how we can transfer the properties from one component to another component, and how we can set the particular data type for that as well. We'll have some glance on it in today's class as well. Yeah, I just want you guys to know it once, one more thing. So here it is. So if we are running any application, so now our application is running. If I'll simply put Control C two times, Control C, yeah, I'll click once time Control C, press, yeah, it is asking me to whether you want to terminate job or no, right? If I'll click yes, or if I'll click one more time Control C, it will be terminated. The particular our application will not run. We can see it on the browser. Now it will not be available. Yeah, here it is. But simply refresh this. Yeah, here you can see. Yes, you can see over here, if we run this particular, uh, the address, it is not available. Why? Because the running application is stopped, forcefully stopped by pressing the Control C twice, right? We can do stop the running application by doing so. If I just again want to start, let me start it by typing this particular command, npm start. Right. Yeah, it is perfect. It's running now. Right. If we will run once again, and this particular port is available for me, and if you run, if I want to start it once again, so that will be available in some other port. Some other port. For example, here it is. If you want to start, from any other terminal, if you want to start from any other terminal, so here it is. If I type this npm start, it will ask me that port 3000 is already used. Do you want to use any other port, right? So yeah, here it is asking, would you like to run the app on another port instead? So then if I give yes, then some other port, it will run on some other port. I'll give no. Fine. Yeah, it is no. Fine. Yes. So now what I'll do is, let me close this. Fine. Yeah, we have seen over here. So we have created this particular props, and we have here in our app.js file. So we have added the component. Let us see over here. You can see the header component. We have added the title over here. We have added the about as one props over here. in order to retrieve this particular properties, what you need to do, you need to simply use that props keyword in that particular I mean the child component, because it is termed as, it is the parent component. That means the data is flowing from app.js to header.js, footer.js. Those are header and footer are the components over here. You can see over here header.js we have, right? So here we have simply used one props as a keyword, and that will be help. I mean, if I simply use props.title, then that will be available, right? So over here, and that is a JavaScript code. That is a JavaScript code that should be available. That can be used only within the curly braces, right? So here we can see we have used in the only in the curly braces. Now my question is, yeah, if I just want you guys, yeah, we have set the properties, I mean header values for this particular props, sorry, props values for this particular component. If I just want this to be uh, here, it is we have given prop types, and the type should be the string. Okay, if I simply pass any other value, so it will give an error. We have already seen. Let us once again have a glance on it. So what I'll do is, I'll simply, if I pass, so for passing the numerical value, we directly can't pass like this. That this will gives an error. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to do it in your curly braces. Okay. If you want to pass any numerical value, you can do so, only in the curly braces. For example, if I pass 100. Okay. So, but what we have done is, we have done, we have specified that our uh, the title should be string. You can see over here in the header component. Let me close. These are all things. It is somewhat. Uh, I don't want just the irrelevant tabs to be open over here. I'll close this all tabs. Index.html. Fine. Yeah. Yeah. Header.js. You can see over here what we have specified. Header.prop types is equal to title. Title should be prop types. I mean, should be string, right? We have specified. If I now run it, let's see whether it gives any warning. Yeah, here it is available. The title is available for me. But you need to, you can see over here in the console, it will give an error to you, saying that we have done some mistake. Yeah, here it is. You can see warning. It is giving a warning. Failed prop type, right? Failed prop type, invalid prop title of type number supplied to header, right? So expected is string. It is saying that, so the title should be expected as string, but the value which is passed over here is number. It is saying, right? Invalid prop title of type number supplied to header. Expected is string, right? So this should not happen. If I simply give any string value over here, yeah, if I pass any string value over here in my main component, that is app.js, it will not give any error, right? I'll give the string component over here. Something over here. My title, right? My title I have given. Now you can see over here, it will, yeah, here the title is available, and you can see over here there is no error. If you just want, you can simply let me clear all this. You can clear this console, clear console, and rerun this once again. Yeah, we can see over here, right? We don't have any warnings, any error messages over here, because we have used the appropriate type, that is the expected only, and we have passed this string only over here, right? That is the one thing. And another one important thing is, we can set the default props. Okay, so default props are the one. So if we I mean, not any props over here, if we not pass any value over here, right? So what should be the default, right? It may happen sometimes when the user logs in, when the user browses on a website, he may pass some values or not, right? So for that, there should be any default values, right? So for that, we have default props. You can see the syntax of default props as well. Simply, if you type in the Google default props, let me show it over here. Default props. Yeah, default props React. Okay, we have good documentation. We just go we just gone with the particular the documentation that is good to use, right? So here it is showing type checking. Yeah, so type checking is nothing but we are going to just validate, we are going to restrict that what should be the default one, right? If you not specify any props, right, so then we can have a default props. Here it is, prop types. Yeah, you can see over here. I'll come to my props here. So if you want to use any default props, where is it? Requiring single child default prop value. Yeah, fine. So here it is. Yeah, simply what you can do is you can specify default props. So there is one keyword. So default props here, over here, you can see default props in here. The P is capital one, right? So greeting is nothing but it is the greeting is what? Greeting is again the component. Okay, so we have over here the component as header, right? So our component over here is header. So I just want to pass the default component, sorry, default props. How I can do over here? So I can simply refer my component, that is my component is header dot default default default. So P is capital, as you know, props, right? And here you can specify the default values for these particular props, right? So for example, we have title, right? We have title. So and here what I'll give is, so I'll specify some default value. Set title, set title, set title, set title here. Okay, I have given. Okay. Similarly, if we have one more uh, particular the props we are passing over here in our main component, that is about, right? That is given we have true. Okay. So we that also we can specify the default one, right? So now I can specify over here the default. What should be the default? I need to separate it by comma. Okay. When we have several lines to write it right over here. So here what I'll write is about, and I'll simply write it over here, set about. Fine, perfect. I'll put it semicolon over here. I'll save it. Let me see. Uh, yeah, we can see over here. Yeah, here it is. Now it is showing my title only because we have we have passed the title, right? So here the working of that particular default props will not be illustratable, right? So for that one, what I need to do, I'll simply remove this uh, the value, the default title, right? I'll simply remove. If I have missed passing this particular title, from my main component to the child component, then what it should render? It should render this one. You can see over here in header.js we have specified. Set title here. That should be come. Let me save it. I will save this particular file, that is r.js. Let's see. Perfect. You can see over here, right? You can see over here. Here it is showing set title here, right? And moreover, here we don't have any errors messages. You can see we don't have any error messages as well, right? Similarly, if I skip this particular about value, since we have about value is passed over here, about is equal to true we have given. So for that reason, it is showing, maybe here it is the about, right? So this one, about is true. Here it is showing, right? You can see. If I, what I'll do is I'll remove the about from this particular parent component. Then what it should render? What it should render? Yes, guys, anyone? What is the default value I have given? See over here, I have given in my header component. Yeah, what is the default component, default value I have given? Yes, anyone?
Set title here, sir.
Yeah, set title here for title. For about, we have given set about, isn't it? You can see. That is title. We have two different, we can pass any number of props. Earlier, we are passing the two different props over here in the main component. You can see the first we have given the title, right? So something title. So we can specify any title over here. And the another one is what? The about we have given, right? So that we are printing over here. So, but if I simply not specify anything over here, but what I'm doing in the over here in my this particular file, but I'm printing it here. You can see I just want to display it. Yeah, here I am displaying it, props dot title, here props dot about, right, isn't it? So what the value here should it display, right? So here it will display uh, at the beginning, that is in place of title. So the title we have given defaultly is set title here. When we will not specify any title, okay, so this will be possible only when we have not specified any title, okay. And then here over here as well. So about is what? About is set about. Okay, so here set about should be displayed because we are not passing any values in my main component. You can see we have not passed any values. Okay, so now I'll run it. Yeah, you can see over here, right? It's fine. So set title here came. So earlier it was true over here. So simply I have removed the particular props. Now the default props is available for us, isn't it? Set about, you can see over here, set about it is showing. If I simply pass any props over here, so that will be available. So I'll pass the props. Title is equal to what? New title, and about is what we can pass in. About is about about my about my site. Something I'm simply writing. Okay, doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll simply save it. Yeah, you can see over here. So the title now, the one which we have set it now, that is available. Okay, new title, and here about my site is available for us, isn't it? Fine. So now one more important thing is you can simply make that particular props to be non-skip. I mean, you can't skip. That means mandatory. You can do it mandatory as well. So how you can do over here, instead of if I specify this over here, dot. So we have given the title should be string. Okay, and if I specify here dot is required means does we need to pass the title. We can't skip the title. Okay, so now if I run this, it works. Okay, it works over here because we have passed the title, right? So here we don't have any difference. We have passed the title, new title, that is available. But if I simply remove this title, I mean the props which we have passed from the main component, here we have main component. If I remove this, I'll remove this, it will give an error. Why? Because we have made the title props as is required, mandatory one. Is required means it should require, it must require. We can't skip, right? So you can see over here what we have done. So we have given here is required. Now I'll run it. You can see it should give an error. Yeah, it is not giving an error. Why? So because the default value is available, right? The default value is available. That is coming and overlapping over here. So now if I'll remove the default value as well, if I remove the default value as well, then it will give an error because we have made this particular props as is required. I'll save this. I'll run it. Yeah, you can see over here no title came, and since we have not passed any value, and moreover it is giving a warning over here, failed prop type. The prop title is marked as required, right? So this is marked required, but its value is undefined. That means its value is not passed, isn't it? So the value is not passed and it is defined as required. So that is the warning it is giving, right? So if I specify any default tab, or if I specify any particularly over here or from here, if I set from app.js, that is my main component, then it works good. Title, title is equal to what? Title is equal to yes, here I'll give some title, my site. Give some title. Now it works. It will give no error, no warning. I'll simply clear this console. I'll refresh it. You can see we run with no warnings or no errors over here, right? So this is how you can make the props as default. You can make the props as required. Okay, so I guess it is understood to you. Any doubts, students? Any doubts till now? I guess no. Fine. Yeah. So now we have one more important thing you guys to know. So one more. I mean, we have compiler called Babel compiler. So that is the compiler which uh, compiles the React code. Okay. So our compiler. So you need to know. So Babel is the name of the compiler which compiles your React code, or which compiles your JavaScript syntax extension code. Okay. So yeah, here it is giving. If I type Babel, it is giving Babel React.js something. Okay. So here it is giving. Babel is a free open source JavaScript transcompiler that is mainly used to convert. Okay. So this one thing you guys need to know it. Okay. So Babel. Okay. Babel is the name of the compiler which compiles your React code or ECMS script code. Okay. It will compile. Fine. So now we'll talk about yeah. So what I just want to create any application. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll simply over here we have made we have added title. Yeah, we have added titles in the app.js. We have two components, header and um, we have about. Okay, so footer, header and footer. We can have any number of components as you all know. What I'll do is I'll in the header components, I'll simply add one text form. So just I want a simple application to create through this particular React. What I'll do is I'll since we are already aware of the Bootstrap, I'll use any Bootstrap component for adding the uh, form. Okay, we can add directly form, no issues, but I just want it should be any responsive, it should look good, isn't it? We know we need not to write the code when we are using the Bootstrap, right? Simply we do copy pasting and bit changes over there, right? So I'll move to my Bootstrap. Oh, we have get bootstrap.com, right? So this is our fine. Yeah, here we have components. In the components, what we have is we have different components. I just want to take some text form. Okay. So here what I can do is, so we have here, we can use this form. Okay. So you can use this form. Let me see how this form will looks like. So here, this is basically a form. I just want to, yeah, I just want this type of text area. We have different types of text area. I just want this type of text area. We can add this text area into our web page. Yeah, example text area. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy this text area. Let me copy this text area. I'll copy it over here in my header component. We have header component, right? In my header component, I can add it over here if I want. Okay, so I can add it over here. So simply I will add it, or I can create one more component called text form or something like that. Okay, I will create a component, say it should be a form or text area. I'll create it over here. Let me run this. So I will take text area. I'll name this component as text area only. Text area .js. Okay. So here, as we know, we have installed ES7 Redux Graph QL, the snippet or the extension. So by this, we can simply write the functional components. We can see that particular extension over here. So this one, I guess all you guys have installed this. If you have not installed, please do install it. What you need to do, you need to search it over here in the search tab. So simply type ES7 React. So then it will be available. If you click, there will be install. So you can install it. Okay. So now I'll move to my text area component. Fine. So here, if I types RFC, okay, see over here. So this will be available. RFC is nothing but React functional component. We are using the React functional component. I'll click enter over here. Yes, here it is available, right? So I will add my the code which I have copied, okay, or the form or the text area which I have copied from Bootstrap. Okay, so I'll paste it. I'll paste it. Let me close this. Let me, yeah. After this, what I will do is I'll come to my, uh, yeah, here text area.js, right? So here in my app.js, I can add this component. What I will do is I will add it over here. I'll remove, if I want this footer to be over here, I can. So I just don't want this footer. Instead of footer, I will add it over here. My new component that is called text area. I'll add it text area, right? Text area. So I will save this. Let me run it over here. Where is it? Yeah, here is. Here it is showing an error. Text area is not defined. Yeah, why it is? So let me see what is the issue. Text area. Is it true? Do we have any mistakes? I mean, text area.js. Fine. So let me. I think this is not imported. You can see over here it is not imported. We need to import, right? So it can automatically import. So or else you can specify here, right? So I'll simply type once again it. So let it uh, take it from it and yeah, see over here the component it is taken. Import text area from components. I mean, in the current directory we have components folder. In that component folder we have text area component. Fine. I will close this. As you know, this will be the closing over here. Okay, now I will save. If you just want it to be format, let me format it. Okay, now it should work without it. Yeah, you can see over here it is working good, right? Yeah, here the text area is available. If you just want it to be, this text area should be within some at the center, and you can see it is left aligned as well as the right aligned. Yeah, I just want it to be put in the container. So we have in our bootstrap we can add the container for this. We can do add the container. So here it is, we have text area. I will add the container over here. What I will do is here we have let me save this. I mean, format this document once. Fine. So here we have div. So I can make specify the class. Yeah, class name. Class name is what? As container. Container. Container is available in Bootstrap. Okay. Container. Now I guess it will appear good. Yeah, you can see over here, right? You can see over here. So it is now available at the center. You can see it is available at the center, and we can have several. I mean, 3 rows of information we can enter over here. If you just want it to be several rows of information to be available, so you can simply change the number of rows. Say, if I say 6 rows, so the size of the text area will be somewhat, right? You can see over here. Okay, fine. Yeah, and moreover, if you guys want it to be on the, if this label or something you want it to be, let me add over here some heading. Enter the text. Enter the text I have given. Fine. Right. Enter the text. So here it is available. Enter the text. So now I'm interested to know one more concept called, yeah, here it is available. Okay, so you can see if I just want it to be this not to be available, you can remove this. And moreover, make sure that as we can't we will not need not to use the class over here, instead of class, we need to replace it with class name. I think it may give an error. It may give an warning over here. You can see in the inspect, in the console. Yeah, here. Yeah, here you can see. Here you can see invalid DOM property class. Did you mean class name, right? See, this is what the error. And one more thing, it is also giving invalid DOM property for. Yeah. Did you mean HTML for? Instead of for, we need to use HTML for. We already know the syntax of JSX, JavaScript syntax extension. At the beginning class, we have seen, you can simply over here. Yeah, you can see over here. Main concept here introducing JSX. Yeah, here you can see instead of class name you need to specify as sorry, class. Instead of class you need to specify as class name, right? Otherwise it will give some warning. Yeah, this type of warning it will give. And that should be camel case. Okay, the class name should be camel case. Camel case means class will be just a minute. Yes. Yeah. Camel case means the at the there will be in the middle letter there will be capital, right? In the class name we have N is capital. You can see over here if you refer over here, right? And instead of HTML, I mean for, we need to use HTML for as well. So these are the things we need to keep in mind while copying any code or any JavaScript, any HTML code. Okay. So for that reason, what I'll do is over here, I'll simply change the class name, class to class name. Fine. Here as well, we have class name, and instead of this far, yeah, we have far over here. Instead of this far, we can specify this HTML. Yeah, HTML far. It is asking us, right? It is showing this. See how good the VS code is. It is simply suggesting us HTML for JSX attribute, isn't it? Yeah, we know it. We want it. Yeah. Here I'll save this and now I'll see whether it is showing any error or not. Let me clear the console once. I have cleared. I'll refresh. Perfect. You can see there are no warnings coming over here, right? So now what I'll do is I just want whatever the text will be written, whatever the text will be written, whatever the text will be written over here. So I just want this text to be somewhat converted to lowercase. It should be converted to the uppercase, something like that. I just want to create. What I'll do is I'll add a button over here. Over here, I'll add a button, say two buttons. One is uh, uppercase, another one is lowercase, something like that. Okay, I'll add the button. Yeah, after the text area. So the text area will be closed over here. Now here I will add the button. Here I will add the button. Fine. See, you can how we can add. In order to add a button, we have simply button, okay, button, and the class name. Class name is what? We know we have discussed earlier, that is bootstrapping components, right? So here if you want a green color button, I need to specify btn success, right? And if you want to be a yellow color sorry orange color button, so we'll specify btn warning, something like that. Let me add the btn success only, btn success, right? I will specify over here. I'll name the uh, table as uppercase. Fine. Let's see whether it will be available. Perfect. You can see over here. Right. You can see over here. You can see there is, it is somewhat, there is no distance between this and this. I mean, there is no gap after this. You can specify the gap as well. So how you can do, you can specify simply the y margin. So my means margin in the y axis. This is the y-axis, right? So y-axis margin is what? Say I'll specify 3. Yeah, perfect. You can see over here there is a gap available now, isn't it? It looks good. There should be it should be aligned properly, isn't it? I'll add one more button after this one. Simply I'll copy this. Let me copy this button, and I will do add the button for converting it to a lowercase. I'll name this button as lower case. Okay, and yeah, I have given BTN success. Yeah, it will be again the green color button only, and the margin for this will be M by 3. I will save this. Yeah. But the X margin is combined, right? You can see there is no gap between these two particular button, uppercase and lowercase. I just want there is a gap, some gap between these two buttons. I need to fix the X margin in the X axis, right? So I can do so by simply specifying over here MX. I'll specify MX3 or MX2 something, right? Perfect. You can see over here now there is a gap between these two particular buttons, uppercase and lowercase. I have specified the margin, right? So now what will I'm just now want to discuss the concept of states. Okay, so states. So for that, how we can do is what I'll do is, yeah, here I will add a one event handler for this button. Whenever this button should be clicked, okay, some function should called. Okay, so here I can specify over here. I'll specify on click, right? I'll give specify over here. I'll do specify here. Yes. Yes. Now what I'll do is I'll specify one on click. Then that means whenever this button is clicked, so some function should be called. We can name this function as upper or convert to upper, something like that. Okay, convert to upper, convert to upper. Okay, so this is a function. Uh, okay, so over here, so I'll define this particular function. So let me define this function. How I can define this function is, yeah, here you can see, yeah, it should be defined above this one. So I will define this function. My function name is what? Convert 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 to upper, right? And this is a function. You can simply name this function as with the keyword function. Okay, convert to upper. I just want to check whether this button is working or not. Whenever it is clicked, I'll simply print it on something on the console. Console.log the button wait something button one is clicked, right? See whether it is working. I'll save it and let me see whether it is working or not. Yeah, here I have given. Let me refresh it once again if I want. Yeah, so again, on click event handler should be used something like that. On click, camel case, C is capital over here, right? So that is the warning. So let me change it. C is capital. So again, whether it is giving expected on click listener is to be a function, instead got a value of string type. So let me check whether it is working or not. After that, we'll see. Yeah, it is giving an error on click. Okay, it is giving some error. For that, what I'll do over here is, okay, on click instead of, yeah, in React. So this is actually in JavaScript we will use like this. How we'll simply specify, yeah, this one we have made a mistake, right? So this should be in single quote, single quote. It is treating as a string. See over here, you can see. Yeah, let's see now that it works. Yeah, I think it's working fine now. I'll simply clearing the console. I'll refresh it. Yeah, still it is asking, giving some warning. Expected on click listener to be a function, instead got a value of string type. Okay, so let me click this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here it is again, it is giving an error. So why this error came is, so in since we are using JavaScript over here, as we know in the JavaScript we want to call a function, or if we want to display any property or something, we need to enclose in uh, our curly braces, isn't it? So curly braces, I just enclose it in curly braces. I'll enclose it in curly braces. Do enclose it in curly braces, right? So now let's see whether it works. Convert to upper is not defined, it is saying. So for that, what you need to do, you need not to specify a function over here. So you can use the arrow function for this. So instead of defining the function over here, so I can use the function like this. This is called arrow function. So I can use this type of function. So how handle on change? Yeah, sorry. So here it is. We have function name convert to upper, fine. So then this is we have open. After that we need to add this one. So this is called arrow function. You need not to get confused with this arrow function. In Node.js or in any JavaScript library, maybe in React.js or in maybe AngularJS, we will not use the function directly like as it is over here we have used, right? So instead we can define it as an arrow function, right? So this one is here is equal to, and this, okay, fine. And this is opening and closing. It may be, yes. Let me format this document once. Fine. So this is called arrow function. Okay. So writing simply by something like that, function, a function convert o upper. So simply like this. So it is equivalent. So this is equivalent to the earlier one. So which I have written. Okay. I guess it is clear. So instead of writing function convert to upper, what we need to do in React, we need to make this function as a callback function, sorry, arrow function. So this one, I'm using it as a variable convert to upper over here, and this one, right? We have equals and this one, fine, perfect. Let me check whether it is working or not. Fresh. Again, it is giving an error. What is the error? Convert to upper is not defined. Convert to upper is not defined. Fine. So if the errors are coming, that's good. Convert to upper is not defined. So here, what is the thing which we have missed over here? Convert to upper on click. Fine. Any spelling mistake we have done? Yeah, you can see over here. Here we have we are calling the function as convert to upper. That is T is capital, right? So, but when we are defining the arrow function, we have given T as small. That's the error it is arising. So I'll give the T as capital. it is capital. I'll save it. Let me refresh it once. Still it is giving an error. Convert to upper is not defined. Convert to upper is not defined. So let's see. So here we have okay. We have specified convert to upper, and here on click convert to upper. Yeah, I have missed. Yeah, you people need to tell me, right? I have missed the T as well over here. T, isn't it? Yeah, you can simply see it. Observe. You need to observe what is happening in the class. See here, I have missed the T. I need to add the T over here. So that is the silly mistake. I'll save to run. What it is telling? Convert to upper text area.js. Convert to upper is not defined. Still, why it is asking any other mistakes? Let me come to my here. Over here, yes, you can see I have given here on click convert to upper. It is looking good. No error. Nothing has gone wrong over here. But still, why this error is arised over here? Convert to upper. We have button. Whenever that button is clicked, we have called the property on click convert to upper, and here for the convert to upper, yeah, one thing. So for this, what we need to do, we need to specify this as a constant. So that's the uh, idea, right? So we need to specify, I'll specify this as constant. I am simply using this as a variable. Constant convert to upper. I will save it. Let me format the document. Now it should run. It must run. Right, yeah, we run with no errors. If I click this button, perfect, it is showing the button one is clicked. Similarly, for lowercase as well, we can add the same code. So I'll say do copy this code. I will add it over here. I'll name this as convert to convert to lower convert to lower. Okay, fine. I'll create the over here. I will call this particular function on click. I'll simply copy this over here, and my function is what? Convert to lower, isn't it? Lower. Fine. This I'll add something. Button 2 is clicked. 2 is clicked. I'll save this. Let me refresh it. I'll click this. Yeah, it is showing the button 1 is clicked, lowercase. The button 2 is clicked, right? So now it is working good. That's fine. So now I need to add the functionality when some data is entered over here. So, and I'll do press uppercase, that data should be converted to, uh, I mean, what? That data should be converted to uppercase. And if I'll click this particular button lowercase, that data should be converted to a lowercase. Yes, for that one. So in React, we can't use the variables directly. Okay, there, for example, if I create a variable, say here we have a text, right? So where we have specified the text. Yeah, this is our text area. Okay, this is our text area, and whatever the value we will give, that value will be come over here, isn't it? So that will be the value of this. If I simply just want to extract this and convert it, let me try to do this. What I'll do is I have given this ID. Okay, we have ID example for example form control. Okay, so I'll copy this ID. So I'll try to extract this, whether that will be available through ID or not. Okay, so document, as we know in JavaScript, how we can use DOM concept, document dot get. This is selector. I am using only the selector. I am simply selecting this particular uh, text area. Okay, get element by ID. So what is my ID? My ID is this one, which I have copied. Okay, and dot value, whatever the value comes. Okay, whatever the value that will be given. Why it is changing real value? So value, I think, yeah, in Node, in React, we can't use directly the value function, particular value field. Okay, so that is the issue. Let's see. For that, what I'll do is I'll create a variable where uh, txt, where text is equal to this one. Okay, so this. Now I will simply print whatever uh, the one which is coming from the txt, one which is we are entering in the text area. Okay, I will save this. Let me run it. Oh, where it came? There it's. So refresh. I'll place uppercase. The button one is clicked. Okay, the button one is clicked. It is simply saying, but this one it is not printing, isn't it? You can see. So we have we have printed txt, but txt is not printing it. You can see, right? Refresh. Yeah, here it is giving some zero value. That means, yeah, we don't have any text over here. That's why I'll give some text. Okay, now I'll click. Yeah, here it is showing NaN. Okay, so that means the value which we are giving over here, it is not passing as a string. Okay, string, it is not treating as a string. It instead it is treating as a number. So that's why it is displaying the it as a NaN. NaN means not a number. Okay, not a number. It's a not a number. But I just want this to be printed as it is. So whatever we will provide in the text area, this particular text area, that should be displayed over here. Okay, I just want this. Yeah. So for that, so that is in React, we can't able to create a variables and we can't change the variables like this. Okay, so for that we have one important concept called hooks. Okay, hooks. Okay, hooks in React. So that we need to use. So let me, I'll simply do Google it. So hooks in React. Yeah, hooks in React. Yes. Yeah, here it is came. See, yeah, here if you just want to create any variable, you need to, I mean, you just want to create any variable, you do create using this particular syntax, something like that. Const. Okay, this is the variable count, and if you do want to update that particular variable, you need to use this particular function set count. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll simply copy this. So then I think you guys will be understanding this. I'll copy this. So please let me know if it is difficult to understand. Okay, I will do paste it over here. Okay, so let me, I can paste it over here. Okay. Instead of this count, I will specify my variable should be text. Okay, my variable is text, and the what is the set text over here, set count. So we need to specify the function. Okay, the function which is needed for updating. Okay, set text, set text. Okay, and this is what use state. This is the default value. What will be the default value for this particular text? I will specify something over here. Enter the text, enter the text here, enter the text here. Okay, friends, are you understanding? Is it clear till now? Any doubts? I think it is somewhat difficult to understand. If it is, please let me know, because so how I have used this array restructuring concept. I mean, that is called hooks. Okay, so for example, if say if I create a variable something like that, variable n. Okay, if I assign some value for n, say 1 2 112. Okay, and if you just want to update that variable, simply say to 1122 to some other value. Okay, some other value 200. So this can't be possible. Okay, this type of thing, this can't be possible. We can't update like this type in React. We can't, we cannot, or we can't able to update the variable in this form, in this format in React. You need to know. Okay, if you do want to update the variable, you need to use this particular concept. Okay, called states. So that is called a state. Okay, so states, I already told in the previous class, we will be talking about props and states, and we have discussed, we came to know what is props. Okay, now we are discussing about states. What is a state? State is nothing but something, variable which I mean, that can be updatable, that can be changed. We just want to change it. Okay, okay, for that we need to use this syntax. So this is the variable and this is the function we need to use, set text. Okay, if you instead of this one, if you do update like this, we have a variable text, and if you want to update it like this, text is equal to something, something, this is my string something. Okay, so that can't be possible in React. Okay, for that reason I have used this set text. Okay, students, is it clear? Is it clear till now? Yes, anyone please? Any doubts? Yes, any doubts? I heard someone has told yes, sir. I mean, whether there is any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Fine, fine. Thanks. Okay. So now, the good thing is you people are, you people will not ask any doubts, isn't it? So you must. So I just don't expect you people to have come with any no doubts. Okay, you need to come with some doubts, because these are the things you are reading it at a first time. You are observing these things at okay, newly, isn't it? So at this point you may get confused why this particular syntax is your text, reset text, something. Okay, so uh, when I'm learning the React, so I'm just confused with this, why this syntax is used. So later when working on these particular things, I came to know, so what is it? Okay, so you people should have come with some doubts. Okay, so now I'll simply remove this. Okay, now see, I'll simply I'll simply print this one, const text. Okay, where I can print in my, we have my text area over here. Simply I'll print over here, value is equal to what, something else. I'll type something, text. Okay, text. Let me run this. Now what it will gives, yeah, it is giving an error. Use state is not defined. Fine. Yeah, this error is why it is coming. See, use state is not defined. For that we need to use this particular library. import React. So use state. React already we have imported. We need to import this from React. I'll simply copy this. I'll add this. Then the error will not come over here. Yeah, comma, comma. So I'll add use state. Fine. So I'll save it. Now I'll check whether that error will be available. I'll simply refresh, clear the console once. I'll click yes. What it is giving? You provided a value prop to a form field without onChange handler. Yeah, onChange handler means, yeah, here you can see in the text over here in the particular this text area, whatever the text which I have given in the uh, this particular state here, I have given enter the text here. Okay, so that is visible, that is displaying over here in the uh, text area. You can see, right? Enter the text area, text here. If I simply change this to something, so then that will be available. So if I enter the text to convert, so now this will be available. This is the default value. This will be the default value text. So use whatever the value is assigned using the use state, that will be the default value for this, for that particular variable. Okay, so if you do want to change that particular variable, you need to do change that variable using this particular method. This is called set text. Okay, so you can simply change the name, no issues. It is not a strict rule. Okay, use now in the text area. So this will be available. Enter the text to convert. I will save this. Here you can see enter the text to convert is key. Okay, but here it is giving me a warning. So saying that you provided a value prop to a form field without onChange handler, because whenever some value is given, enter. Yeah, see over here, if I'm not able to type it over here, right? So you can see I'm trying to type something, but I am not able to do it because that value is assigned fixed over here. For that I need to add a event handler for this, that is onChange event handler. Okay, so I'll do simply add the onChange event handler over here. I can specify here onChange change cs caps. So I'll specify the function something. If I change handler, some name, I'll name this as change handler. Okay, save this change handler. I'll add some gap. Yeah, I need to specify define this function change handler. So I'll define the function as in the same way this is defined. I'll simply copy this. Yeah, here instead of convert to lowercase. So my function name is what? Change handler. Change handler H is caps. Fine. So here I'll simply print something. Change. Change. Right. Save. Yeah, now see, you can see over here we don't have any warnings. I'll clear the console. I'll refresh it once again. Yeah, I'll click this button as well. We don't have any warnings showing now, right? You can see over here. Still, I am not able to enter over here. 1 minute. Just a minute, students. Yes. Yeah, here it is. I have given the change as well. Okay. So now whenever this type of change handler, whenever the onChange event handler will be used, okay. So with any of the field values, say in our case, it is a text area. Maybe onChange can be used for a text field or a input, I mean, password field or a number field, any type of field. Okay. Whenever this will be used, okay. So in such case, there is one object will also come with that. That is called event object. Okay, so event object. So I just want, you can see over here, I am not able to write anything over here. I'm not able to append some text over here. Yes, sorry, where is came, I was running. Where is mine? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, you can see I'm trying to type. I'm typing ABCD something like that over here, but that is not coming over here. Okay, for that reason, so I just want, so whenever on change event handler will be used, so one event object will come with all the methods. Okay, so here that I have specified event. Okay, so now what I will do is, so we know for changing the text, as I told, for changing the text we need to use, I mean for updating the text we need to use set text method. Okay, so I will do update with the set text over here, and event is our object, event dot, okay, event dot. So here we need to specify after the event, then we need to specify target. Okay, so the value should be changeable, well, target dot value. Okay, I will save it. Now I'll check whether it is working. Yeah, you can see now I'm able to write over here, right? So even I can simply remove all those things, but earlier when this was not given, okay, if I do particularly, it will be if I do comment it, okay, this particular method. So now if I try to write something, see over here I am not able to write some over here. If I do refresh it as well, I'll refresh it. Okay, now I'm trying to type over here. Yeah, you can see over here the change function is invoking many times, you can see. So it is somewhat 14 times. If I type something again, it is increasing 25, 26, 35 times, but I'm not able to write something over here. The reason being is we need to make this as to target value, make this point this to target value, that is set text. Using this particular function set text, we are setting it event dot target value. I will simply again making uncommented, I'll save it. Now you can say, yeah, you can see over here if I write anything that is coming, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So now I just want to add the functionality for these two functions, these two buttons, uppercase and the lowercase. Nothing is coming. Simply it is showing uppercase is the button one is clicked, button two is clicked. I just want whenever that button is clicked. Okay. So when that button is clicked, all the data, all the text which is entered in this particular text form in this text area should be converted to uppercase. Maybe it should be converted to a lowercase. Okay, for that reason, what I will do is, yeah, here I'll come to my uppercase function. Here it is. So I'll remove this. I don't want this. Okay. Yeah. Here I'll I'll create a variable txt something. Okay. Variable txt is equal to what? Uh, Variable txt is nothing but, so I have created a variable. Now that variable, for that variable I am pointing some value. Okay, or I'll change this to some value. Yes, here what I can do is I'll convert my text. Okay, I'll convert my text to uppercase. So we have over here the our variable is text. Okay, so the txt, don't get confused with txt and text, or else I'll simply name this as t only if it is confusing. Okay, t, here text is what, the one which is the value will be written in the particular text area. Okay, so here I will extract txt dot to uppercase. We have inbuilt function to uppercase, that is a JavaScript function that we are using. Convert, I mean txt text dot to uppercase. What is text? Text is over here we have taken. Okay, and to uppercase is the inbuilt function, right? And this value, what I will do is I'll set it. I will set this value using set text function we have, right? Set text of what? set text of this T I'm setting over here. I just don't want this. I'll try to, if I want, I can print it. What is TX text? Okay, I'll print it above over here. Okay, I'll save this. Let me run it. Whether something, yeah, I'll click uppercase. Perfect. Yes. Here also you can see over here, right? Enter the text to be converted. So all this is converted to uppercase, isn't it? If I do type anything over here, so I'll type something. Any text I will add. Okay, I will add even though the error which is it is showing. So I'll simply copy this as well. I will paste it over here. Perfect. And I'll do click this particular button uppercase, right? Yeah, you can see all the text is converted to uppercase, isn't it? Similarly, for a lowercase also we can do so. Simply the thing is we will text send. I'll simply copy this. I'll copy over here and our convert to lowercase function is here. I'll remove this. I have added that console.log only for checking what it is printing. Okay. So now instead of two uppercase, we have inbuilt function two lowercase. Two lowercase. Right. I'll save it. Let me format this document once. Yeah, I have formatted. Now let's see whether both the uppercase and the lowercase functions works. Refresh it. So I'll be typing anything. I'll simply copy this. I'll paste it. Yes. I'll click uppercase. Yeah. See over here, it is converted to uppercase, isn't it? It is converted to uppercase. And if I do click lowercase, perfect. You can see it is all converted to lowercase. Students, any doubts till now? Any doubts? Yes, students, any doubts? Please let me know. Any doubts? Any doubts, students? Yes, anyone, please let me know if you have any doubts. What I will do is over here. So after that, so there may be any number of characters, right? So here we can see many number of characters over here we have entered. So I just want to track the count of that number of characters. So for that, I will add some paragraph over here, some heading over here. Okay, let me add the heading. So here after our this one, okay, convert to lowercase uppercase, or else I'll take one more division, no issue. Dive as well. If you want, we can do create. So dive. So class name. Okay. Equal to what? Container. Yeah, you can see over here the error is showing. Why? Because when we are adding some multiple dives, okay, only one is allowed, but we are adding multiple things over here. We need to wrap it in the empty opening and closing. This one opening and here it is. This one is closing. Right. Yeah, you can see there is no error came now. Okay. So now here I will add some heading. Text summary. Text summary I will type over here. Okay. And I will add some paragraph. In that particular paragraph, all this should be printed. Okay. I'll save this. Over here you can see, okay, we have added a paragraph. So here I just want how many number of characters, say you may have any number of characters, okay, 2 4 3 characters. Okay, So that should it should print. Here it is. I have added randomly, okay, constant value some 2, 3, 4, 3. So what I want is I want to count how many number of characters are over here. How many number of characters are over here. I will do count these characters. Okay, for that we can use simply the length function. Okay, we have inbuilt length function. I'll simply add it over here. We have all the text entered will be available in the text variable. So I'll do count that using the length function. Text dot length. Text dot length characters. I'll save it. Let me check it. Yeah, you can see over here 273 characters. I'll remove. Yeah, 0 characters. I will write. Yeah, it is updating. And the good thing is the page is not reloading. You can see over here that is the page is not reloading. So that is what the advantage of React, as it told. So React is, that's why React is made for, that's why React is famous for. It will not reload again and again. Okay, so it is doing, I mean, without reloading the page. So you can see over here. Okay, so as I am writing, it will counting the number of characters, isn't it? It will counting the number of characters. If I remove all these characters, it will show 0 characters, isn't it? Yes, fine. You can see. I simply, if at all with the characters, I just want how many number of words are available. Okay, words, words should be, there should be gap between one word to another word. So if I just want to display the words, I can do so that as well. Okay, so here I just want to simply type something words. Okay, 2, 4, 3 words and this much characters. Okay, so how we can do? Yeah, here it is coming, but this is constant value. I just want it to be the dynamic value. I'll do update it. So how we can do it? So we have text dot split. Okay, split function. So it will split when there is a gap. Okay, when there is a gap, it will split, and we need to count it. Okay, so that count is given by length function. So length function. Okay, so now it should work fine. So let me check. I'll save it. Perfect. You can see. I think let me. It is giving some error. Okay, 0 words, 0 characters. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it is. There is something happen. It is counting as a string characters only, right? So for that reason, I need to do change something over here. Yeah, I can do it by specifying there is some gap. Okay, I'll specify some gap over here. Now let's see. Yeah, perfect. Right? Perfect. You can see one word. If I type something, yeah, here the words are increasing. We have, you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, actually it is also counting because I am in the next tab. Okay, so let me remove this, all this, whether it will update it to 0. Okay. Okay. At the beginning only it is counted as 2 words. Okay. 2 words, and at the beginning only it is counted as 1 character. 0, 1 word. So it will give 1 word extra. I can do it. Because it is, the cursor is on, I'll refresh it. Okay, this came. I'll remove it. I'll go type this. Now it is updating, I guess, but still the words are not coming correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 words. Characters are, it is giving good. Okay, words are not coming. I guess. I think there is some mistake. We need to split text dot split function we have used. Okay. Yeah, what it is giving? It is giving one word extra. So I think by default it is taking as one word. So it is giving one word extra. You can see over here. B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it is now. It's fine. We don't have any. It is counting. Okay. It is taking one word extra. No issue. So simply what we have done over here is we have created one small application where whatever the text we will be giving, so that will be converted to uppercase, that can be converted to lowercase, okay, and that can be converted to uh, this I mean the number of words and characters it is counting. And if you do want one more button to be added over here for resetting, okay, or clearing, so we can do so. I'll simply copy this. I'll do copy this here. I will add it over here. So button my3, okay, fine. So on click, so I will name this button as clear, okay. I mean the clear is the table, okay. Here I will handle clear. I'll write handle clear. I need to write this function. Let me write this function. Over here I'll write const handle clear. Const handle clear. Const. So here this is mirror function. Now here I need to update the text. Text is what? The text is equal to empty. Okay, text is empty, and we will be setting the text. Set text of text. Okay, I will save it. Let me run it. Refresh. Clear. Okay, it is giving an error. So this should not be used. Instead of this one, I will add this over here. Set text. Refresh. It's perfect. You can see. So if I type something over here, any number of characters, and if you do click this clear button, all this will be cleared. Students, any doubts? Any doubts, students? Yes, any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine, thanks. Okay, so do work on it particularly because it is needed. You need to learn React as it has more demand in an IT industry nowadays, right? So if you do find any difficulties, please let me know, and you can access all the recordings as your channel, right? So you all need to refer that particularly. Okay. Okay. Thanks for joining in, students. Please turn on your cameras. So take a snapshot and we'll wind up the session. I can't see anyone who has turned on. Please do turn on your cameras. Okay, fine. Thanks. Thank you. I can see many times only Bargur student, sorry, Ramnagar students will turn on maximum. Okay, we have some students from Bargur. A single student, Renuka, I guess. Yeah, please turn on. Okay, Vinodini, thank you. Fine. Yeah, students, I have taken this nap. Thanks. Thank you so much. You can turn off. Okay, and you can leave the meeting.